All right, so let's deal with set theory and its application in economics. So, all right, so set. I think we have all heard the word set in our day-to-day life as well. So, I think it would not be too hard for us to understand this one. And for that matter, set is also one of the most basic, mathematical operation because it deals with collection of data and all that. So. It is also considered to be one of the most basic mathematical operations. So this idea of set is developed by George Cantor. So today set theory is being used in many mathematical operations. In anything relating to grouping or collection of data, we use sets. Okay, so what is a set? So before we define the word set, let's try to understand the meaning of the word set. We've all heard the word set in our day-to-day life. We have set of so many things. For example, set of this, set of that. A set of eggs, for example, a set of cups, for example, a set of spoons, for example. So all of this, one of the peculiarity about this tree or similarity about this tree example is it is a collection of things, grouping or group. So so set basically it means collection of things, but what is it? So it is not just a collection of just a thing, but it is a collection of well-defined or distinct object. So it is a collection of well-defined and distinct objects. So why it is called well-defined and distinct object? Because a set normally do not have a repetitive element. A set do not normally repeat an element. So a set normally contains specific elements. Set normally have distinct elements. So each element in a set will be distinct to each other. For example, a set of numbers between 1 to 5, let's say. A set of numbers between 1 to 5, for example. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each of these elements, see, they are distinct to each other and they are not repetitive. So that's why a set is defined as a a set is a collection of. That's why they call it set is a collection of. Set is a collection of. So these are some of the features. It is a collection of things, but it is not just a thing, but well defined and distinct object. So it is not just anything, but it is quite well defined and distinct. So other than that, it is a collection. So it is a group. It is a method of grouping, we can say. So for example, a set of colleges in a city. So colleges, for example. So one of the peculiarity about sets is, for example, when we say a set of colleges in a city, we mean colleges, not schools, for example. So this set is distinct because it cannot have schools, for example, but colleges. But these colleges will be distinct again because there will be different types of colleges. The set of states in India, for example. So this set is distinct because it will only contain states, not union territories, for example. So and each of the states will be distinct. So set of natural numbers. So all of these numbers in the natural number, this set gives us a group which is natural number, but then each of the elements are now distinct again. So that's why a set is considered to be a collection of well-defined, means that we are given a rule which helps us to, which helps with the help of which we can. So we are given a rule, okay, with the help of which we can, distinguish the elements, or help us understand which elements belongs to where. So when we say natural number, it helps us to create, a set of only the natural numbers, not for example whole numbers or other numbers, for example. So it is generally denoted by a capital letter A, B, C, D, for example, like that. And its elements are normally represented by the letter E. This one, the letter E. So, or it is represented by small letters. So when we say X, EA, we mean X is an element of A. So and it is represented by the curly bracket or the second bracket. Okay, so this is how we build a set. So if you were to write an example of a set, it will we can build an example of a set like this. So let's say a set of first 5 letters of alphabet. So set A is going to be, open a curly bracket, first 5 letters of English alphabet, A, B, C, D, E. So close it with a curly bracket. So this will be an example of a set. Okay, so so the membership of a set. The membership of a set means what contains a set. So a set is represented by a capital letter, as we have already discussed. A set is represented by a capital letter. So let's build a set of first 5 numbers, or numbers between first 5 numbers. Okay, let's say first 5 numbers. Yeah, so let's say, so a set is always represented by a capital letter, and then the elements. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sorry, 5. So these are called the elements. These are called the elements. So these are called the elements. Okay, so these are called the elements. So these are the members of the set. Okay, they are represented by X is an element of A, let's say. So they are represented by this figure. So it is read as X belongs to A. Okay, X belongs to A. So this is read as X belongs to A. Or in one way, X is an element of A. That means everything of X is already included in the set. So all of this represents X. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they are element of A. Okay, so let's say A is a set of 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we will write 1 is an element of A. So if this is the given set, then we can write 1, it is an element of A. 2 is an element of A. 3 is an element of A. 4 is an element of A, and 5 is an element of A. So this is how we have to write it. Okay, so this represents, so yeah, this is what is called the membership of a set, or element of sets. Okay, so the next is the representation. Now, how do we represent a set, or in one way, how do we express it? There are basically 3 ways. One is the tabular, one is the set builders, and the other one is the descriptive method. Okay, so there are basically 3 ways of explaining. So let's see here. So representation of set. So a set is represented in 3 different ways. One is the tabular or the rooster form, or the rooster method. So here in tabular method, we just write the element down by separating all the elements by commas. Okay, so if A is a set of vowels in English alphabet, then we will write like this: A is equal to, open a curly bracket, A, E, I, O, U. So this is how we write by tabular form. Okay, so you just have to list the elements down separated by commas. That's it. Now the second is the set builders method. So here we express the elements by using this expression called X such that X. Okay, so how do we write? We write A is equal to, open the curly bracket, X such that X is a vowel of English alphabet. So we express it by using this expression, X such that X is a vowel of English alphabet. So for example, Ax such that x is a number, is a natural number between 1 to 10, for example. So that is also another, there is also another way of writing, yeah, this is also another example we can say. All right, so or this can also be written in different way. Yeah, so it can also be written in different way. You can also write it in different way as like this: a such that x is a natural number and it is greater than equal to 1, but it is less than equal to 10. So you can also write like this, or you can also write like this. So this is what is called the set builders method, okay, or the set builders form. The third method is called the descriptive form, okay. Descriptive form, here what you do is you just describe it in words, okay. Descriptive methods or descriptive form. So example number 1, a is equal to a set of natural numbers. You just have to describe it in words. And a set of English alphabets, for example. So we just have to describe in words. So this is called as the representation of set. So how do we represent a set? When we say let's build a set of English alphabets, a set of English alphabets or vowels of English alphabets, how do we write it? That is called representation of a set, okay. So we can have 3 different ways of doing it. One is the tabular or roster method, one is the set builders method, and the other one is the descriptive method or descriptive form, okay. So coming to the conclusion, what is a set? A set is a collection of well-defined objects or things, okay. Well-defined. Why it is well-defined? Because when we say a set of English alphabets, you are not expecting numeric numbers to be in the set, right? That is also another example of well-defined. It is well-defined because it will only contain English alphabet, not anything else. Another reason as to why it is well-defined is because all of these elements will be, all the elements in this set will be very distinct. There will be no repetition in the set, okay. Of the elements of the set, there will be no repetition. That's why it is also well defined. And it is also well defined because set, it gives us certain rules. For example, we have already learned, we have a rule of how to build and help us understand, what is the set all about, for example, or the elements of the set. It helps us to separate, this curly brackets helps us to separate one set from another set. For example, A is a set of numbers between 1 to 5. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. See, B is a set of numbers between 67, 6, 7, 8, 9. For example, so distinct, right? It helps us to distinct. So it gives us the, so it helps us to understand that set helps us to define it well, or distinctively define what is contained in this one and what is contained in this one. It gives us a rule, it gives us a method to define distinctively between 2 different sets. For example, A contains only this one, B contains this one, so it helps us to distinguish between this and this. That's why it is called well defined, okay. So that is what is sets all about. So I hope you have learned. So yes, a set is nothing but a collection or grouping, okay, of well-defined things or objects, because each set is distinct, and each of the elements in the set is also distinct. So when we are defining sets, we have to keep this thing in mind: a collection of well-defined objects or things. Example, a set of colleges in a city. So you are expecting only colleges to be in the set, so it's distinct. A set of states in India, so you are expecting only the states in India. A set of English alphabets, no numbers, just the alphabets. A set of vowels in English alphabet. So when we say this, it gives us this mental picture to understand what is going to be in the set already. So this is what is set, and set is also one of the most basic mathematical operation which is used in mathematics, because it deals with collection of data, analysis of data, which is very much applicable in any mathematics, because in mathematics deals with numbers. So for example, you have raw data, and the sets will help you to collect this data and rearrange it in certain ways or certain order, for which you can use it for further mathematical analysis. So yeah, set, that's why set is also considered to be one of the most basic mathematical operations. So I hope you have understood sets. So thank you so much.